All right, the 68th annual Grammys are just around the corner, and oh man, it is shaping up to be an absolute battle royale. We're talking titans clashing, global music making some serious history, and of course, a little bit of drama. So in this explainer, we're going to break down all the key storylines you absolutely need to know. Let's dive right in. So the question on everyone's mind is who is going to sweep music's biggest night? I mean, the competition is just so fierce this year. We're going to break down the three biggest storylines that you've got to follow. Okay, so go ahead and mark your calendars. February 1st, 2026. All eyes are going to be glued to the Crypto.com arena right there in LA for the 68th Grammys. And let me tell you, the stakes are incredibly high this year. And here's exactly why. Okay, first up, our first major storyline. And it is a classic showdown. We're talking about two absolute titans of the industry, Kendrick Lamar versus Lady Gaga. You know, this is the heavyweight fight of the night, for sure. And what's it all come down to? Well, it's the biggest honor of the nights, Album of the Year. I mean, this is the most prestigious award, right? And this year, it is a genuine toss-up between two completely different but equally monumental albums. So, in one corner, you've got Kendrick Lamar's cultural phenomenon, GNX, and in the other, you've got Lady Gaga's massive pop narrative, Mayhem. Look, both are critically acclaimed, but they really represent two very different paths, and maybe even two different futures for what wins this top prize. Let's just start with the raw numbers, okay? Kendrick Lamar is leading the entire field with a staggering 9 nominations for Grammy Acts. If he wins, it would basically cement hip-hop's ongoing critical dominance and, finally give one of its modern masters the top award that somehow eluded him for so long. But you can't count out Lady Gaga, no way. She is right behind him with 7 nominations, and the critics, they are absolutely raving. The Associated Press is calling her album a return to form, and they're even predicting she might just take home the whole thing. A win for Gaga? Well, that could signal a major comeback for that grand theatrical pop artistry at the Grammys. And that's exactly what makes this race so exciting. It is completely unpredictable. Okay, but the battle between Kendrick and Gaga, as big as it isn't the only major story. This year's Grammys are also marking a massive, massive global breakthrough for music. And when I say huge, I mean it. This is a huge deal. For the first time in history, artists from the worlds of K-pop, that's Korean pop, and P-pop, Pinoy pop, are nominated as lead artists in the general fields. This is a massive shift. It really shows what the Recording Academy is starting to consider mainstream. I mean, just look at the nominations. We're seeing it with ROSÉ and Bruno Mars's viral hit, APT. That song is up for both Record and Song of the Year. And then you've got Golden by Huntek from the KPop Demon Hunters soundtrack. That's also up for Song of the Year. It is just a huge, huge moment for global music. So you might be wondering, why is getting nominated in the general fields so important? Well, think of it this way. These are the top 4, the big ones that aren't tied to any specific genre. We're talking Album of the Year, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best New Artist. If you get a nomination here, it means your music has totally transcended its genre. It means you helped define the entire year. And speaking of those general fields, oh my gosh, the race for Best New Artist is absolutely brutal this year. You've got the global girl group KATSEYE coming in with this incredible momentum, and they're facing off against the pure R&B excellence of Leon Thomas. And that's just a couple of them. It is hands down one of the most exciting and crowded fields I can remember. Okay, so while we're talking about who is nominated, we have to address the elephant in the room, the major name that's missing. Yeah, let's talk about the so-called Taylor Swift snub and figure out what really happened there. I know, I've seen it online. A lot of people are asking this question. Some corners of the internet are totally spiraling about a potential snub. Like, how is Taylor Swift, a 14-time Grammy winner, not on the ballot this year? Well, the answer is actually really, really simple. It all just comes down to the calendar. It's the eligibility window. See, to be in the running for the 2026 Grammys, your music had to be released between August 31st, 2024 and August 30th, 2025. And Taylor's latest album, The Life of a Showgirl, it dropped just 1 month too late. Simple as that. So there you have it. Nope, she wasn't snubbed. Her album just wasn't eligible. And hey, Swifties, don't worry, she is almost guaranteed to be a major, major frontrunner when the 2027 nominations are announced. All right, so with all these big storylines in mind, you've got the Titan clash, the global breakthroughs, even the eligibility quirks. Let's get to the fun part. Let's look at how the experts think the night is going to play out. Here are the final predictions. Okay, so here's the consensus from the experts. For Album of the Year, the prediction is actually a win for Lady Gaga's Mayhem, really leaning into that whole return to form story. For Record of the Year, it seems like a lock for Kendrick Lamar's Luther featuring SZA. I mean, that song was a critical and commercial smash. And in that super tight Best New Artist race, the momentum really seems to be with the global group KATSEYE. And one last thing adding to the night's significance. Trevor Noah will be hosting for his 6th time, but here's the kicker. It's also his final time. So we're not just watching the awards, we're really witnessing the end of an era for the show's host. So when you put it all together, a potential new queen of Album of the Year, a historic breakthrough for global artists, and a new host on the horizon as Trevor Noah takes his final bow, you just have to ask, what does the future of the Grammys even look like? This year really feels like the start of a whole new chapter for music's biggest night.